Testing's now complete, and this is the full review of the Cloudmonster. So before we get into it, I just want to thank everyone out there who has subscribed already, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button now before we get into the rest of the show. Right, so this is the very first version of the Cloudmonster. So this one has been around for a while, and I do know there is another model incoming, so keep an eye on that. But quick specs, so neutral max cushion road running shoe, priced here in Australia $260 or $170 in the US. Weight wise 275 grams or 9.7 ounces in a men's size 9. Stack height, we've got 34 millimeters in the rear, 28 in the front, giving us a 6 millimeter drop. So scores with the price. So in Australia, this is priced at the same price point as the other premium daily trainers, 7.5 out of 10. And in the weight, just under 10 ounces. However, it doesn't actually feel that heavy on the foot, 7.5 out of 10. Right, so in the upper here, we've got a pretty simplified upper. So it's engineered mesh, very breathable, which is very nice. Heel counter wise, a little bit of structure in the heel counter, but there is some flex in it as well. Lots and lots of padding around the heel collar, so it feels quite plush just around the heel collar. However, no padding on the tongue. The tongue is gusseted. It's a pretty thin tongue, and the tongue is reminiscent of what they use in the Noosa Tri 15. Laces wise, they've got a very simple lacing system here that doesn't go straight down the shoe. It sort of goes off on the angle. But instead of traditional eyelets, they've got like these lace loops, and the laces just weave through like such. But this is a very effective lacing system, and you get a really great lockdown in this shoe. Fit wise, definitely true to size in the length. However, toe box is pretty narrow, so you people with wide feet may want to avoid this shoe. But overall, it's a very simple design. It's an effective design. It could be a little more comfortable, but I'm having no dramas with it. 8 out of 10. So in the midsole here on are using their Helion foam. So within the Helion foam, they have got their cloud tech. So on the Monster, they've got their biggest clouds that they've used in any other shoe. So they've got these hexagon shapes here, and that's obviously what they use to provide the cushioning for the shoe. The actual Helion foam that they're using in the Monster is actually quite firm, like it's firm to touch. It's not squishy like you're finding in a lot of the other foams in the market. Also, what they've got here is a rocker. They've got some rocker geometry, and within the midsole, they have got a speed board that sits on top of the clouds. And in the ride, it's a little bit of a weird sensation. So, and that sensation obviously comes from the way these clouds cushion the ride. So the way they collapse and pop back up. But it's not a soft, it's not a squishy ride. It's a responsive and poppy ride. So, the geometry, the speed board, it just goes really nice together, and a little bit of pop from these clouds. This really feels nice going at those quicker paces. I was very surprised how responsive this shoe is. So it feels more like a fast shoe than what it does a slow shoe. Very stable ride, really like that. You've got a lot of confidence in this shoe, and I think the durometer of this foam, it really holds up well because it's a very consistent ride. Doesn't change from the start of the run to the end of the run. Really love the ride. 8.5 out of 10. And the weirdness continues on the outsole of this shoe. So as you can see there, they've just split the shoe up into all these different segments. The rubber is on the high wear areas, as you can see there, in the forefoot and in the rear as well. And the rest have just got some exposed foam. But this rubber is holding up really well. The shoe is actually quite grippy in most conditions, and I mentioned it on the first impressions review. It actually was very nice on a light trail, like on that dirt road. Very surprising there. Still with the outsole, you can see that exposed speed board there through the middle there. Haven't had any rocks caught in that, which is very surprising, and especially on the terrain that I've been running at, and I've had no rocks caught in the midsole either. But yeah, this outsole, quite durable, complements the ride nicely, no dramas with it at all. 8 out of 10. Right, so best use for me is definitely the long run. So the rocker combined with the feedback of the foam makes this a really great option for a long run. It is a surprisingly versatile shoe. So I mentioned before, it's great for those days where you want to pick it up a little. I've actually run hill reps in this, and this thing was pretty good, so it surprised me. So it's a pretty versatile daily trainer, so you can give that a tick, and you can also do some tempo work in it as well. For me, it's a little bit too firm for those super easy days where you just need to do your recovery jog. And this shoe is going to be best for those people with a narrow foot that don't mind a firm ride, that are after a pretty versatile daily trainer. So other options out there, or some competition for this shoe. So I'm putting this one in a responsive long run category. So for me, Asics Super Blast, currently the best shoe on the market, and also the Saucony Triumph 21. So it's not too shabby here from On, so pretty impressed with the shoe. It's great when you see a concept of a first version of a shoe work. So I'm excited to see what they come up with next on the On Cloudmonster 2. So yeah, just a versatile daily trainer that's surprisingly got some get up and go. So really nice, great long run shoe. Pretty good score there, almost cracked into the 40. So definite buy from me. Anyway guys, that's it from me. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the On Cloudmonster. Pop those ones in the comments below. And again, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.